Hello, my name is Devin Binstock, and I'm a QA test engineer here at E1. I will be going over the topic of scheduled integrations or real-time. I'll start by listing some pros and cons to each, and then show you how to set up and use each option. When deciding if you want to use a scheduled integration or a real-time, there are some pros and cons to think about. Some pros to scheduled integrations are that you can set integrations to run anytime you want, including daily, weekly, or monthly. Also, schedules have a run history, so you can see all the previous run times and errors that you may have received. A few cons to scheduled integrations are that you must maintain your schedules and you must wait until the schedule runs to get the data. Real-time integrations work a little differently, so some pros are that the data is always up to date and that you can use the same trigger on multiple integrations, compared to having to wait for your data using a scheduled integration. A few real-time cons are that records run one at a time and that there is no real-time process log in on-premise Smart Connect. So this means that there is no real tracking. Scheduled integrations track every run, so it's definitely something to think about when deciding what option to use. I'll now go into the process of setting each option up. I'll first go over how to schedule an integration. To start, open the integration you would like to schedule. You will see a Schedule button on the top of the integration process window. This is where we select the schedule task, start time, and how often you want the schedule to repeat. A daily schedule will run every day at the set start time. A weekly schedule will run whatever days of the week you have selected. And a monthly schedule will run whatever months you have selected on the certain day of the month. For example, you could select the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and so on, or whatever part of the week. For example, you could select the 2nd Friday of whatever months you want the schedule to run. For this example, I will use a daily schedule. I can select whatever start time I would like. I will use the 8 a.m. I will now set the schedule to run every 5 minutes for the duration of the workday. Click the Repeat Every checkbox to have your schedule repeat more than once. I want my schedule to run every 5 minutes for the duration of 540 minutes. This will automatically fill in the end time to 5 p.m. As you can now see, my schedule should run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every 5 minutes. And I can now save the schedule and then save the integration. Now we can navigate to the Schedules button. This is where all of your schedules will show. As you can see, the schedule has a next run time set. That is the time that the schedule will run. I will wait for the schedule to run to show you the run history log. The schedule has now run a few times, so to see the run history, click the plus button next to the schedule. The run history will show when the schedule started and ended, and how many records ran, the run number, if it was successful, and the next runtime. It would also list any errors it received if it would have failed. As you can see, this information is very helpful when trying to track down any errors. This is how you schedule an integration. I will now show you how to set up a real-time integration. To start a real-time integration, we first need to create a real-time data source. Go to the Data Sources tab and click Create. Select a data source type of real-time. We will use GP for this real-time example. Now we need to select all the below fields and give it a description of GP real-time. Select our GP instance. Select the product of Microsoft Dynamics GP. Select the series of purchasing. We're going to use vendors for this real-time source. Once we have those filled in, we can click Validate to make sure we got a successful source and hit Save. We can now use that source on an integration. Navigate to the Integration tab and select Create. We will set up a basic integration using the real-time data source. As you can see, we have an integration set up using our real-time data source. We have a destination of export to file, so it'll just export whatever our real-time triggers get to a file. Our next step is to register our source. Click the Register button at the top of the window. This is where we register our triggers for the source. You can select to have triggers on creates, updates, and deletes. We will use create and update for this example. Click Process. The trigger will register the next time you log into GP, so hit OK. We can now open our Dynamics GP to create a record. Now in GP, we can create a new record to trigger our real-time integration. We should see that our integration ran one time when we get back into Smart Connect. We can save our new vendor and go back into Smart Connect. Back in Smart Connect, we can refresh our page and we see that our integration ran one time. There is no real-time process log for us to see. The data should just automatically be sent over whenever a create or update occurs. This was a very basic way of how real-time integrations can be used. In conclusion, scheduled and real-time integrations are very useful and can help automate your processes. It's up to you whether or not you want to use a schedule or real-time. There are pros and cons to both, and one might fit your needs better than the other. I hope you have a good day, and thanks for your time.